Hi, and welcome to your TxRvAdventures instructional video. My name is Brittany, and behind the camera we have Lauren today. We're going to be going over the unit Teddy on the outside. This same video will apply for units Bucky and Suzie. They are the exact same. So for today, our model is going to be Teddy, and we're going to show you how to use everything on the outside of this unit. If at any time, please stop, take notes, refer back to this video while you're out on your trip, and ask us if you have any questions at pickup. Before sliding out the units, be sure that you hook up your electrical and your sewer and water first. It is easier to access these storage compartments. All three units are 50 amps. This is a 50 amp bus. Because they have so many air conditionings, they do need to be on 50 only. Any stepping down will reduce the power that you have in the coach. Please let us know if you need to do that. This is all on a hose reel. So this reel, you're going to just pull it out and put it through this slot here, connecting this to your campground. Be sure before you plug this in that the breaker is off at the post. Plug it in and then turn your breaker on to have power into the motorhome. Before unplugging your 50 amp power, be sure to have all of your air conditionings in the off position. Then turn the breaker off and then unplug. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and start up your generator and turn the air conditionings back on while you're in travel if you'd like. There is a hose reel that will bring it up, and the button is going to be on the side because when you extend this about 20 feet, it's going to be a little bit harder. So you've got that there. Next, we're going to move one compartment over, and we're going to go into our wet bay. All three motorhomes have the same setup. First, we're going to talk about the water. This is your water hose, and it does have a cap on it. We have a regulator to reduce the water pressure at a campground. All of our units do have the instant hot water heater. Sometimes they do not work if you've got really low pressure at a campground. So you may want to remove the regulator or fill your freshwater holding tank. And once you're full, you can run on your pump. It provides the strongest pressure. So this is just in case you're not seeing any activity on your hot water heater. Just remove the restriction of flow. Okay, so this has the hose reel that will also go right through the center here. And then you've got a hose reel that will bring that hose back in. When you get to your campground, make sure that you do connect this to the water fixture, turn it on, and this will provide water into the coach as a steady stream as you open the valves inside, like the fixtures. If you need to fill this freshwater holding tank, the freshwater capacity is a 91 gallon capacity. And these knobs here are like check valves inside the coach. So this tells the water where to go. When you are parked up at city water, you want to make sure that both of these handles are pointing outwards. This will be when you're parked and you're stationary. If you want to fill the water, keep the water hose connected, and you're going to prop this one in the down position, and this will start to fill water into your holding tank. Once it's full, it will drip on the other side. There is a low point, and if that water starts coming out the bottom, make sure that you cut it off. That means your tank is full. It has an overflow. Always stay with the RV when you are in tank fill mode. We don't want to leave it unattended. Once it's full, put yourself back like this. This is going to be for dry camping. Anytime you want to use that water pump to go to the restroom while you're in travel and use the holding tank water, we need to be in dry camping. So if you leave the campsite and you happen to forget to put it on, the water pump will not work. So we want to make sure we get it back like this. Right here, you've got some hoses, so you can rinse off all of your stuff, maybe dogs, shoes, and then rinse off your hoses. You have the filter. There is an inline filter here, as well as a filter for the refrigerators. Next, we're going to get to the sewer. In your storage compartment, you are going to have a hose that's going to be in a black bag that has some something that'll look just like this. You want to always make sure that you do have a gasket on it. Removing the safety cap, giving it a quarter of a turn, and then this will connect to this pipe, and the other side will connect to the RV park or a dump station. Once you're fully hooked up, then we can start opening some of these valves. The gray valve is going to be for your gray water, which is your sink, your shower. If you have a washing machine or a dishwasher, you want to be sure that this valve is open at all times while you're using those items. We suggest that you leave this valve open while you are parked and sitting still. Water will just drain right out and into your dump station. When you notice that your black water tank is full, we want to wait till it's full, close the gray. We want one valve open at a time. Then this gray handle here, give it a pull towards you. Or I'm sorry, the black handle here, give it a pull towards you, and that is going to be for your sewer water. So this is going to be toilet only. We want to make sure that we only use rapid dissolving toilet paper, and that when we dump this, that we want to make sure it's pretty full. We want a lot of pressure behind the dump, and we want to make sure that we grab all the toilet paper and it has time to break down the paper that's in the tank. Once you've dumped this, close it, go back inside the bus, put your foot on the pedals, and add a little bit of water and dish soap back into this black tank. And as you drive, it swishes it around and cleans the tank. Before you return back to us, please be sure that you dump both tanks and that they are empty on return. Above each one of our slide outs, we do have slide toppers. These are going to come out when the slides are out. So these are not awnings. What happens is when this slides out, this protects it from rain as well as any debris from getting into the bus. So these will slide out when you slide these out. The first compartment, we've got our hydraulics. So this is your hydraulic fluid. We will check all these fluids before pickup. We have generator oil. This is spare for if you're on very long trips. Next is windshield wiper fluid. In case you need to fill this up, again, we will fill it before pickup. On the back wall, we have our 100 amp breaker. So that's going to be right here. So if this breaker needs to be reset, you're going to notice that, I'm going to push it out, that the yellow will be like this, and you'll have a little yellow tab. If we ask you to come out and look for that breaker, it's going to look something like this, and we want you to flip it back in and just do a reset on it. Your hood latch is in this far corner. Just give it a pull and that will release the clip for the hood so that you can check generator oil and get to your generator. Your diesel generator is located just underneath the hood, and we've got some features here. We've got a start-stop button, as well as you can start and stop this from the dash, as well as in the hallway on the main control panel. We've got our time clock here that tells you how many hours are being used. We'll read this at pickup and again at drop off. Lets us know how many hours you've been running the generator. So you can come out here and take a look. Next, we've got our oil and our coolant levels. We do check these before you leave, and we provide extra oil for you as well if you're on a longer trip. They will shut off if you do have low oil levels. The next big one here is the breaker. So if this generator does kick on, but you're not having any power being produced to your televisions or your air conditioning units, likely this breaker has tripped. And what makes this breaker trip is if you stop the generator with the appliances still on, and the next time you go to start this generator, it'll have too much of a load on it, and it'll trip it. So you want to come back out here and put it back on. So again, remember turning all of the major appliances off, then stopping the generator, or turning all the appliances off before you unplug the coach. Very important. You've got your 100-gallon tank. This is for diesel only. There is another way to fill it on the other side, but they are one shared tank. So this is just a Y feeding into this 100-gallon tank. This tank is going to be for your engine as well as your generator. Because this unit does not have any propane, they have an aqua hot system. This is going to heat the hot water on electricity or burning diesel. This unit sleeps 8, but if you are going to be in the model of Suzie, that unit is going to sleep 6. So whichever unit you have, you'll check the number of people it sleeps, and that's how many camp chairs will be provided in these storage compartments. And they do slide, so if you had coolers or, you know, other outside stuff, you could get to that pretty easy. Next is another storage compartment. This is where your power cable was located. Your sewer hose is going to be in the black bag. All of our diesel pushers do have sidewinders, and these are septic supports that look like this. And they are going to stabilize the hose when you're set up at your campsite so that it has a gradual slope. All of our diesels do take DEF, and we're going to show you where that goes in just a moment. This is a spare box to use just in case of emergency. We keep a spare on board. And as you can see, lots of space here for, you can even fit bikes here, fishing poles, a lot of pass-through space. This is your water compartment. We're just going to go over it one more time. Water compartment here. You do have docking lights on these units. So on each side, you'll have lights as well as here. So if you get to your campground that's late at night, you will be able to see when you're doing your hookups. This is our DEF tank. This is displayed how much on this meter here, how much DEF is in this unit, as well as on the dash, you will be able to see how much DEF you have. Please be sure this is filled before you return back to us. And in our far last compartment here, we have all of our batteries. This diesel pusher is 43 feet long and 13 feet tall with a tow capacity of 15,000 pounds. We do allow towing on our vehicles, and this is a standard 2-inch hitch receiver. We rent bike racks as well as we do golf carts. If you need to bring your own, just let us know and we'll unlock the hitch for you. To check any of the oils is going to be back here, oils as well as coolant. Our team does this before you pick up. We do a full maintenance check, but if you're on a longer trip, we may ask you to come back here to check some things. The ladder is just for maintenance. Please no sitting or standing up on the roof. You may notice that it's very slippery up there because water will drain to the lowest point on the motorhome. This is condensation, totally normal. It's for your air conditioning. This is your exhaust in the back. You have a rear backup camera as well as 2 lights back there that'll be for your docking lights when you get into reverse. If you are going to be at a campground very late, this will help illuminate the area behind you so you can see. We suggest that you turn very wide on these units. The turning radius, give it a lot of room. We see the most damage to our coaches at the back of the bus here. We suggest getting gas at truck stops or somewhere that you have a lot of room to fit 43 feet. They are full body paint, so staying away from trees in your neighborhoods is where we see a lot of that damage. So kind of plan your route before you pick it up and maybe do like a test drive in your car to make sure you have good clearance. In this compartment, we're going to have some of our coolant. Lauren's going to bring you in here to a pretty important area. This is pretty much the main brains to the motorhome. This is going to have some of our resettables right here. So these have, they're labeled as to what they are inside. If something isn't working inside, we'll ask you to come out here and reset these. This is for your solar that's on the bus. And up on top here, behind this is going to be your inverter. There shouldn't be any need to get into this compartment unless you're having any kind of issue. Please give us a call and one of our trained technicians will help you go through this part of the bus. Next, you have more of your docking lights. This is a view of your freshwater holding tank. You can manually fill the water on this side of the bus as well. Taking this cap off, bringing a hose over here and sticking it inside, again, staying with it. And this will show you how much water you have in this tank. outside storage as well as our cushions. This may be for the dinette table. On the left side of the wall, we have plugs. So this will be if you want to bring something that you want to charge outside here and store something in here, this is a great place to do it. Again, this can open on both sides. Just above that, you've got the television and sound bar. This is a Bluetooth sound bar, and this television will work with all the other ones as well inside that will provide local TV channels to you. The ones on the inside are as well smart TVs. This is perfect for tailgating. This unit has a really large awning. As you can see, it is floating here, so if it's really windy, you want to make sure that you bring it in if you go to bed at night, or if you're not with the coach, please bring it in. These do have wind sensors for this awning, and so if it's got a light wind, it may retract on you if you try to keep pulling it back out. So that can happen. There is a sensor, but please do not rely on the sensors. If you notice that a storm might be brewing, bring that thing back in. These do have light strips at the very end, so even if you don't have the awning in the out position and it's inside touching the bus right here, you'll still have outside light to the coach on both awnings. This is your door awning, and both of these are operated just inside the door right here. There'll be switches to bring them in and out. Again, your fuel tank for the diesel. This is your entry light. You've got a small light that'll shine down so it's illuminated while you're getting in and out of the bus. These steps do operate with the engine as well as we can lock them out. So we're going to go over this. This is for if the engine does kick on, these steps are automatically going to come back in. So they will never allow you to drive with them in the out position. But if you want to lock them down while you get set up at your campsite, there is a button on the inside that will be for your steps, and that will make these stay down every time this door opens and closes. We want to lock them in the down position because you do not want to step on them while they're in motion. Moving around to the front, there are cameras on both of our mirrors here, so you'll have blind spot cameras that run down the side of the bus, giving you great visibility, as well as the camera in the rear. That is optional to turn on and leave on and watch yourself while you are towing. So if you're towing a car or our golf carts, you'll be able to see those as well. All of our units do have easy tag capability, so we've got tags on these. You are welcome to go through the tolls here in the state of Texas. If you travel outside of Texas, please stop and pay those separately. Next, we're going to take a look at our tires. All of our tires do have an internal system that links them to the dash. So it will tell you in real time what the pressures are on all of the tires. There are 2 in the front and there are 6 in the rear. So we're going to go to the back here and show you our tag axle. This first one here is a set of 2, and then you have a rear tire. This has just a single one in the back, and the display will tell you the pressures of all of them. Now, it's important to kind of note that this here is to support the weight that is holding the back half of the coach. So that's really what this extra tire here is for the weight at the rear. So when you are making any kind of tight turns, you'll notice that it will have a tag lift. And what that's going to do is kind of lift up here and get rid of some of the pressure that's on this tire. We do not want to drag these. So if you are coming down to a lower speed, it will automatically tag dump and let out some of that pressure that's holding onto this tire. Or there's a switch on the dash, so you'll have it in auto for most of the time, or you can press tag dump if you're making a tight turn right away. So if you tag dump, that will leave the pressure off of this tire, allowing you to make a tight turn, not dragging the rear tire. At all times while you are traveling at normal driving, no tight turns, please keep this in the auto position at all times. Just between these two tires, Lauren's going to bring you in here. These are your hydraulic jacks. Right now we have them in the down position, but they will look like this. These are self-leveling. There is a button just inside the dash there, and it'll show you how to automatically level the bus. Next, we're going to take a look at the inside of the bus. Next, we're going to go over the front cab on these motorhomes. They are keyless, so you've got a key fob. Please make sure this is close to you when attempting to start it. You want to make sure your foot is not onto the brake and only pressing and holding, putting this vehicle in auxiliary mode. Diesel engines do have glow plugs, so it's important to let these properly warm up before starting the vehicle. We would say hold it for about 30 seconds up to a minute. We have been holding ours for a while, so we're going to let it go and go ahead and turn over this engine. Press and hold down on the brake and press and hold start. This is a very quiet start because the engine is in the back of the vehicle. We've got our gas pedal, brake. The pedal to the left here is going to be the adjustment for the steering wheel for easy entrance. Diesel engines do not have a park setting. They only have a parking brake. So this yellow knob here is how you're going to set your parking brake. You pull it towards you to apply the brake, and you push it in to release the air brake here. And we've got to have our foot onto the brake anytime that we're doing that. So put your foot on the brake on the right, and then push or pull to set this parking brake. Next, we're going to go over the gear shift controls. Right now we're in neutral, and we have our parking brake set right now. Anytime that you're ready to set the parking brake or release it, the vehicle does need to be in neutral. After you've released your parking brake, you can go ahead and change it from drive or into reverse by toggling up or down. We've got an engine brake. When it's in the up position, it is all the way off, but you can shift slightly to be to low, medium, or high. This is used only when you're going down a very steep incline to use the engine for braking. You'll see it on the dash. I'm going to put one on. In the top corner, it'll tell you that you do have it on, and this is in low mode right now. So I'm going to turn it off. Right here on the steering wheel, we've got some of our controls for calling, as well as setting your cruise control. This will be to toggling through any of your settings, your gas mileage, things like that. On the left is your turn signals, your windshield wiper speed, and then pushing in will dispense the water and the fluid. On the left side here, on the driver's area, we have our right and left mirror controls, heated mirrors. So when this is up and this light is illuminated, they're heating. You have an auxiliary start. This jumps the back batteries and helps use the back batteries to jump the front of the bus. They're almost like internal jumper cables. We've got a cab light. This is just above the driver's seat. Service light and docking lights. These are outside. This will only be on when the engine is on. So you can't put your docking lights on if you don't have the engine on. Next, you've got your dash fans. Again, this works when the engine is on. And this is for your horn. So when it's back, it's on city, which sounds like that. And then when you flip it forward into air horn, this will be for when you're on highway. Next and most important that's going to be on this symbol here is going to be for the tag dump. So the tag dump is, if you have it pointing straight up, that means that it's in auto right now. So it's actually right there, auto. If you flip it back, that means it's off, and push it forward just really quickly, bing, that's going to engage it really fast. So if you're making a really tight turn, you want to tag dump and then go right back into auto. So the whole time this vehicle should be in auto to know when it gets to a low speed, it will gradually lift up that tag and allow you to turn really nicely. With the engine in the on position, you want to turn on your jacks. It's important to set these first before you slide out. So with the engine on and parking brake set, ours are already in the down position and the green symbol is on, which means we do have our jacks down and we are level. But when you get to your campsite, you're going to turn this on and you're going to press and hold for 3 seconds, auto. And these will go through a function of them going up and down and kind of leveling themselves out. Be sure to stay really still when this is happening, and you'll get a green light in the center knowing you're good to go and that it's safe to slide out. When you're ready to leave, slide all your slide-ins first, bring them in. Your jacks will show that they are down. And when you're ready to pull them up, press and hold. Retract all jacks for 3 seconds. Make sure that you check that they are visibly up before leaving the campground, and then turn your panel in the off position. On the dash, we have a digital view of the speedometer, as well as right here. It tells us that our parking brake is set right now, and this is your RPMs. You've got the oil pressure, as well as these two right here are your airbags, 1 and 2. So right now we're not seeing any alarms going off on the dash, but if these are not high enough, the dash will alarm. Just give it about a minute to bring the pressure back into those airbags. It's totally normal that it will alarm. If it's taking a little bit longer, keep the engine on. You could put your foot on the gas, rev it lightly, and that should bring these back up pretty quickly, and that way you're ready to start the trip again. You've got your fuel level for your diesel here, and then just below it, the far line here will go all the way to the right, and this is for your DEF. So you've got diesel and then your DEF. To the left of the dash, we've got our lights and our USBs. The hazards are on the right side. This controls the air conditioning to the front of the bus. So you've got your AC here. Just below that, we've got USBs, some other outlets here, and then you've got some controls down below. So we've got a light. This is for just below us here. This is for, they call it a map light, but it lights below here. It's really nice at night. You have your luggage lock, so if you want to lock all your doors or unlock everything. There is a night shade, and that is this larger shade up at the front. And then you have a sunshade as well. So this is for during the day while you're driving, you could drop the sunshade. And you have your generator start and stop. So for these are a diesel engine. You want to make sure that you press and hold for a solid 30 seconds up to a minute. They are self-priming. This light will flash. When it goes solid, you know that the generator is on. Once it's on, you can go ahead and start the air conditionings up. This is your subs level. This is for the base of the stereo system. We've got our controls here. This is for your map, your radio, as well as viewing your cameras. So right now I'm on the home screen. I just pressed home, and I can get to view my maps. Here, that's nice. So we're just off of 45. You can see it's pretty accurate here where we're at. Then we've got the Fusion system. This is going to be for the music, Bluetooth throughout the whole coach. And you can select what zone you want it in and things like that. There's some other settings to inside and outside of the vehicle. We have our main controls. This is going to show you that your generator is running right now. You can start and stop it here. You can turn on your main lights throughout the whole coach or turn everything off. So this is kind of like the back controls that we have. We're going to go over. This is a smaller version of that, giving just a few things that you can do, telling you your battery levels, telling you the AC temps, all of that kind of stuff, fan speed. This tells you your levels of your freshwater tank, your black, your gray, turning on some of the other features. So we've got, this is for your front AC, clicking into mid and rear, press and hold, and this will tell you what the temperature is in each zone, as well as pressing and holding what's in the bay, which is really cool. So that's underneath the coach. So in cool weather, it'll tell you what the temperature is down below. So if it gets really cold, like below freezing, it'll heat that underbelly as well, so it'll tell you your bay temperatures. Cup holders down below. Next, we're going to go over the control panels by the entry steps. Just inside the entry door, we've got a couple control panels here. This is going to be for your awnings. Be sure that the engine is in the off position before attempting to bring them in or out. This is for the door just outside where we're standing here and extending and retracting. And then this one is for your patio. To extend it, just press once and it will continue to go out. Retracting, press and hold, and it will come in. If you'd like, you can control this large slide out that is on the passenger side from right here. So you can just press and hold to bring them in or extend, being able to watch yourself down the passenger side to make sure that you don't hit anything with the slide outs when they're moving out. This slide can also be controlled by the main panel in the hallway. These are quick accesses to be able to turn on the lights for the kitchen, living room, your cargo lights, and your awning. Service is for when you're hooking up. And then this is a master switch to turn everything in the bus off or turn everything on when you first come in. We have an awning light, and then you've got your ground lights. This is for underneath the bus. It illuminates it with like LED lights. You have your step for when you're entering this coach. It's extended, and then you have the auto. So when it's in auto, it'll come in and out every time you open and close that door. We want to leave it in the extended mode. That'll lock it down, and when the engine starts, they will come up automatically. Just below that, we've got the house battery off and on. We want to leave this in the on position. And then we've got a step cover. So it's in the down position right now, and we're going to show you what it looks like when you bring it up. So press and hold. And this will raise, giving you almost a faux floor. It's really nice for kids or pets. And it's especially nice when this passenger here wants to get up and move around while the bus is in motion. It also allows them to press on the side here to extend the footrest so that they can relax while the person's driving. This can also come out when you swivel the chair around to face the living room. Both of these seats do turn around to make for 2 more spaces to sit in the living room. You've got your controls to move the seats up or down or to tilt. And then this button here is how you swivel and rotate, allowing you to have 2 more seats in your living room area. The main control panel is located midway down the bus in the hall. Right now we're going to press the home and be on the home screen. This gives you a quick glance at your lights off and on, another way to turn your master lights off. The Fusion, this is for your radio, adjusting your zones, adding Bluetooth, FM, playing this radio or Bluetooth throughout the whole bus. Your tank levels, your freshwater holding tank, your gray and your black. Making sure before you turn the water pump on that you do have water in your holding tank. Press this button and this will allow you to have water in the bus when you are not connected to a city water fixture. Turn it off once you get connected to city water. You have your aqua hot burner or electric using the aqua hot. So this is for the hot water. So you just press it and the light will turn green. Be sure to turn these off when you're driving or when you're ready to unplug the coach. Make sure everything is in the off position. Checking your battery levels and a quick view of what your thermostats are doing. Next are your lights. You can turn them off altogether or individually turn them off. Any one that has an arrow up and down, you press and hold, and this will dim the lights. And then if you want to bring them back up, press and hold again. So each one of these is dimmable. You can start and stop your generator from here. It'll tell you an exact read of how many hours are on this generator. So at this moment, there's 89 hours on it. We're going to read this when you pick up the motorhome and again when you return it. You've got your inverter button here. Right now, we are having the inverter on pass-through because we're running the generator. But if the generator is off, to use the refrigerator and some of your other small appliances, we're going to want that inverter to be in the on position. Next, you've got your thermostats. I'm going to start you by clicking the rear. There are 3 ACs and 3 zones to this coach. So in the rear, I've got my AC on cool and auto. We have a heat pump setting, and that is for if it's like, let's say 50s or 60s and you just wanted to take the chill off. This will use the, coming from the top, it's going to use the electricity. And then the aqua hot is for the furnace, and that is for when it's really, really cold out. That's when we're going to want to switch from heat pump into aqua hot. You can control the middle and then the front. So the middle is the only one that does not have an aqua hot. It only has a heat pump. So the 2 in the front and the rear are the ones with the aqua hot furnaces. When you see this snowflake, that means that you do have the AC in the on position and that it's cooling. Next, we're going to go down one more. We're going to get a caution symbol. This is going to tell us, please be sure your jacks are down before sliding out, and you're going to confirm that they are down. On the right, it's going to have us a lock and an unlock symbols, and that's going to tell us what is locked and what's not. So we want everything to be in the unlocked position to be able to move these slides. So right now we only have the parking brake set, but we don't have our engine on at the moment right now. So we would need to fire up the engine in order for us to slide these slides out. I'm going to press them. They're not going to move because I don't have my engine on, but you're going to want to make sure your engine's on when you do this. Extend, press and hold, or retract. Okay, and they're color coded. So this is going to be in the kitchen area. Your largest slide out is the purple, and your bedroom is the green. For the bedroom, you want to make sure the bed is in the upright position, and it will prompt you to say yes or no, it's not. So we're going to say yes because our bed is in the stored position right now. And then we're able to retract it and bring it back in. You can also control the awnings from here as well. Just below that are the fans for the bathroom, turning them on and raising and lowering them, as well as in the kitchen. Next, we're going to go over the living room and some of the additional sleeping spaces in this coach. Just above the entry, we have a queen size bed. It'll have a ladder that's located in the master bedroom closet. Be sure that the engine is in the off position, and then turn this key to the on, and then press the button on the left and raise it all the way up. This unit sleeps a total of 6 adults. You've got a sleeper sofa bed, which is a jackknife with extra storage below. So this will have additional space for luggage. There are seat belts that are located underneath this as well. And then this drops down to sleep 1 adult. really big, maybe even 2 small kids, but 1 adult. And we do have all the beds and the linens for these. On this side, we've got the 2 recliner chairs. These recliners will only be able to be opened when the full slide is all the way out, not while you're in motion. They look like this, really big. And then they even do like an even further laying down extension like that. We suggest that during the hottest part of the day, you keep the blinds either with the sunshade down or the nightshade, giving you lots of privacy here as well as keeping the camper as cool as possible. There are 3 air conditionings on this unit, but it helps to keep it cool and stay cool longer. The dinette will also sleep 1 adult. When you're ready to make this into a bed at night, both of these cushions that are as the seats will need to be removed. And there's a lever underneath this table. Bring this down to unlock the table and then push down on it until it's resting on this ledge. Once the table is at the same level, there is a cushion in the storage outside that will go over across this to make to a bed for 1. This camper does have an electric fireplace, and this does provide a good amount of heat. And you've got your on and off, your light, and then it tells you your temperature. So if you don't want to have this on for the heat, you can just have it on for ambiance and keep it as a nice night light to keep it lit while you're sleeping for little kids, or just so you can have it while you're walking around at night. This RV has tons of storage and nice hardwood cabinetry. Under here, perfect for the extra guests. Again, Sleep 6 has 6 seat belts. Inside the holder here, you've got your additional remotes. This is for inside, outside, as well as the DVD players. And that will be stored between these 2. This kitchen has an island, and there's a small lever just underneath here, and just give it a pull out, giving you more prep space with 3 additional drawers. This does need to be pushed all the way in the in position when you're ready to close in the bus. We provide cups, coffee makers, bowls, and all utensils. For a list of everything that will be on our website. When you're not using any of the surface covers, this is a cover for the sink, and then these are the covers for the cooktop. This is where we want them stored while you're not using them. It's a safe place for them. And all these ones that pull out do have locks. For in travel mode, this is where your coffee maker and your cleaning supplies will be. This is a 2-compartment sink. It looks like that. And we have a microwave oven. We're going to bring you in here and show you. This microwave also doubles as the oven. And it's fairly large. Because this unit has no propane and it is all electric for the cooktop. So these are special pots and pans that we do provide. These are induction with the magnets on them. To use them, turn it in the on position and then select your heat level. Placing the pot on, you'll hear it start to instantly boil. It takes about 30 seconds to a minute to get boiling water. If these are not 100% on the magnet, you will get an error code that looks like this. Move them and make contact with the magnet again, and you should be good to go. Just below that, we have a couple drawers, all the utensils. Next, we're going to go over the refrigerator. Again, this is all electric, and this will run on the inverter while you are in travel or the generator. This will be cold at pickup, and it does have the ice machine to the left. Storage space on the side of the refrigerator. Again, these do have locks, and both will pull out, giving you plenty of pantry space. And this is able to still be opened, the refrigerator here and the storage to the pantry, while you are in travel. This unit has 1.5 baths, the half bath being just midway down the bus. And this is going to be the restroom that you use while you're in travel. This is able to open up and be used. Be sure to turn your water pump on if you're in travel. We have cabinet space in here. This is your GFCI resets. So if any of your wet outlets are not working in the bathrooms or in the kitchen, please come in here and do the reset or check the breaker box. We have a trash can here because we only want RV toilet paper to go down these tanks. This is a vacuum flush system, so we don't want anything else other than the rapid dissolving toilet paper. In order to use them, we've got the vacuum flush here. You've got a normal setting and then a dump to flush. So press and hold. Make sure that you do have a green light, and it will fill the bowl, and it will flush, and it'll vacuum suck it down into the tanks. The divider between the bedroom and the living room is a solid wood door, giving you lots of privacy from the other guests if you may be sharing this unit or getting ready. We have a washer and dryer system right here, and these are a pretty decent size. They do take high efficiency soap only. Please use liquid. That is the best for these. If you're going to be doing a load in the washing machine, we suggest that you leave that gray tank valve open so that the water will drain out. There is in the far back of the dryer a lint catcher. Please empty the lint as well. We provide all the bedding, sheets, and towels for the additional beds in the living room. They will be located in here. We have blankets, and then the box will have sheets. Above the television, we've got a DVD player and some additional ways that you can hook up things to this television if you wanted to hook like a PlayStation or a computer to it. I also like to use this area to store some of like my private things. So if I'm putting like a purse or money, I like to have a little space here that is private where nobody knows that I have stuff. You have more space inside this closet, hamper, and then this is where your ladder is going to be for that upper bed. 3 drawers below here, as well as some drawers underneath the bed where your breaker box is. This is a king size bed. Really nice. You've got all of your switches on the wall here. This is going to be to start and stop the generator if you needed to from the back. All of your lights, turning your master off and turning everything back on in the morning. And then you have the controls for the fan above the bed. 4 cabinets of storage above. There are outlets on both sides. And this bed is a tilt-a-bed. So right now it is, we just slid this out, so this bed is up. And this is how it needs to be when you're ready to slide it in. But there is a switch, and it's on the other side here. And by pressing the rocker switch in this corner, we'll lay this bed nice and flat when you're ready to go to bed. But during the day, if you'd like to have more room here to get dressed and get ready, then you'll want to lift this up so you'll have room in this bedroom. Located just below the master bed, we have our breaker box. This black box here at the foot of the bed, and this is going to house the main breakers to the coach, your air conditionings, washing machine, cooktop, and some other major appliances. If at any point something is not working properly or the way you think it should, please check here first to see if any of these breakers are tripped, or if they're even possibly half tripped. You're going to want to cycle them off and then back on, and pushing them all the way against this wall like this on the right is in the on position. If that still doesn't solve any of your problems, be sure to check outside at the campground post that the breaker itself at your site is not tripped, or your generator breakers are not tripped. If you're still having any issues, please give us a call. At the back of the bus, we have another restroom with the 2 sinks and a large vanity. A charging power tower. And lots of cabinets underneath. We do provide all of the towels. There is going to be a trash can in this bathroom as well, in this compartment. And this is the same vacuum flush toilet as the other bathroom, as well as another cabinet here that's going to house your toilet paper. On the other side, we've got a really large closet for hanging space. The shower has a small latch. Please be sure that you latch this before you're in travel. We don't want this door to swing open. So open it up, give this a pull, and we're going to take a look on the inside. So I am 5'4" for reference, and I have a lot of room. It's nice to have this little ledge here to sit down, as well as places to store all of your shampoo and your travel belongings. This does have a very large freshwater holding tank, but we're going to go over how to use the shower and conserve water. So once you have the temperature set where you'd like it, you will rinse your body, and then you're going to want to turn the water in the off position. This would be only if you are dry camping, not if you're hooked up somewhere. So this would be if you want to try to save as much water as you can. So you'll turn the water flow off, you'll shampoo your hair, you'll get everything else ready, and then right when you want to shower and rinse off, push this back and the water will start coming out again, and it'll stay at the same temperature that you had it set at. And this allows you to not use as much water while you're boondocking. The digital antenna tuner is located just above the driver seat and the upper cabinet. The green light shows that our antenna is in the on position. If we'd like to turn it off, just press that button. This will cycle the antenna off and on. If you're not getting good local channels, you may want to do this and cycle it off and on, and then rescan for channels. We're going to show you how to do that next. Also in this compartment, we have the DVD player as well as our matrix box, allowing you to hook up other things to the TV up here as well. On the main living room TV, we're going to go into our settings. So we're going to click on the home button, just like this, and we're going to scroll over to settings, going down to broadcasting and going over one to auto programming, and you're going to say start and over the air because this is a digital air antenna. This process could take anywhere from 30 seconds up to 2 minutes. It just depends on if you're getting good signal and there's a clear view of the antenna to the sky. So we're going to let this cycle through, and we're going to talk about Wi-Fi in the bus. This RV does have Wi-Fi while in motion when the engine is on. As you can see, we've already picked up 33 channels. I'm going to go ahead and stop this, but you would want to keep going. I'm going to close out here and go to the main button and show you this is a smart TV, so you can log into your Hulu, your Netflix, watching live TV, or just logging into any of your streaming platforms. To the left of the TV, you have a television up and down, so we're going to bring this in the down position. So if you don't want to watch the television and you want to have a really good view of the outside, this allows you to do that. There is a Bluetooth soundbar just above the television as well that will connect for the TV, or you can use any of your devices to connect to that. It has a really nice view. Next, we're going to go over some of our favorite features about this motorhome. So I'm going to let Lauren tell you what she likes about this motorhome.
So my favorite thing about this RV is honestly the space. It's very open. You have a lot of places to entertain people, a lot of seating areas, especially with these two captain chairs that can turn around. You have a lot of seating area, which is great for entertainment.
Yeah, perfect for tailgating. I also love that as well, and I like that this has a really modern feel with the two-tone cabinetry, the lighter leather, and it just feels very like homey. It feels like a modern house with the tray ceilings, really high ceiling space. So this feels like a very luxurious motorhome. We hope you enjoyed your tour, and we can't wait to see you at pickup.